Welcome everyone. Welcome back to Pop in Wrestling Podcast with me, Coach 23, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. Again, I'm downstairs. I'm doing partial laundry because we'll be leaving Laguna before this weekend and celebrate the holidays with my folks and with my kids in Manila. So I have to to clean everything here. So yeah, you can see some of my clothes. Hey, it's my punk shirt. So, yeah, welcome back. So it's Tuesday here. It's still rainy. Um, it's a rainy Tuesday. Hopefully, this rain will be gone within the next few days. But first things first, for those people, our brothers and sisters who are living in the south, in the Visayas region, the Visayan region, especially Negros, Mount Canlaon just erupted yesterday afternoon. So hopefully you guys are safe. If the local government unit says that you have to relocate, evacuate, do so. I know some of you or most of those people there have their own land, have their own businesses, their farms and whatnot. It's just part of your life. Your life is much more important than that. I mean, you can work for it. I know it's difficult. I know we might say I wouldn't understand, but I do. I experienced like typhoon, maybe not like an eruption of a volcanic, although I was 8 or 7 when Mount Pinatubo erupted, and we were living in Parañaque, and when I woke up, everything is mocha colored because of the ash fall. So I have experienced volcanic eruption in my lifetime, and I'm 41. So yeah, that's 30 years ago, man. Well, almost 30 years ago. Oof. So yeah, be careful, relocate. Our prayers and thoughts are with you guys. My door just opened up because of the wind. Strong winds here in Laguna right now. If you're living in the south, the Laguna, Tagaytay, Batangas area, it's cold in here. You don't even need an AC every night to sleep. There's a lot of ants. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Like I said, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. So just follow what your LGU tells you to do, and I think it's for the best even. So yeah, so like I said, we're talking about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. So this is episode 40. Uh, wow. And I've been doing this for like since late September, I believe, September. Whenever Bad Blood, no Bad Blood, is it Bash in Berlin? So 3 months now, almost 3 months. Thank you guys for the subscribers. I have 21 now. I used to have one or four in the first day, and our viewership for all 39 episodes prior to this one were already in 1,360 plus or so. So we're almost 1,400, maybe later. So keep on viewing, keep on watching. I'm totally appreciative about that. Like I said, my expectations for this podcast is really, really low, and it's you guys exceeded it more than more than you ever know. So thank you guys for that. And here's to more episodes. Here's to more viewership, subscription, and whatnot. Thank you very much. So yeah, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. So Raw emanated earlier. Sorry about this. I thought last week was a double taping. It didn't. It wasn't a double taping last week. I believe this show is the one that's double taped because of the holidays coming in the next couple of weeks. So it happened in Wichita. Is it Wichita, Kansas? Yeah, or Arkansas? It's Wichita. So yeah, shows opened with Gunther, World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, addressing his upcoming title match, this coming weekend at Saturday night's main event against Finn Balor. And of course, I like this Gunther. I'll tell my point of view later about Gunther about this thing. Then Finn Balor and Judgment Day came out. They're teasing a breakup of the Judgment Day because there's a line that Finn Balor said that I want to thank you that you've given a match against those who don't who doesn't deserve it, like Dom and Dominic Mysterio's like there like behind beside Carlito, and he made this showing like he eyeballed Finn. Then of course what happened? Damian Priest came out, attacked the Judgment Day. They brawled with he attacked all four men. Then he threw Finn Balor. Then Gunther attacked Finn Balor. Then surprisingly he attacked Damian Priest. And they have this three-man brawl afterwards. But they were laid out by the Judgment Day, meaning Damian Priest and Gunther. And yeah, that's the first segment of the evening. Then afterwards, there was a backstage segment between the Judgment Day and Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce, general manager of Raw, made a shocking blockbuster announcement. So this weekend's World Heavyweight Championship match at Saturday night's main event, it's no longer a one-on-one match. It's going to be a triple threat match between the defending champion Gunther against Finn Balor of Judgment Day and against Damian Priest. So interesting things. I don't know why did they make it or book it like that. I guess a one-on-one match between Balor, or I was actually expecting the triple threat like would happen like maybe Raw, on Netflix, or Royal Rumble. So I was surprised that they're going to do it or pull the trigger for the triple threat match this coming weekend. So yeah, so there's a strong chance that Gunther retains the title. If you ask my prediction for that. Then afterwards, the first match of the evening was an eight-man tag team match between the Wyatt Six. That's Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Loomis against the team of the Final Testament of Karrion Cross, Authors of Pain, and The Miz. So it was actually a great eight-man tag match. No really outside brawling that much. Of course, you expect the spot fest for an eight-man tag match like that. But what interesting thing that happened is that Wyatt Six lost um, via a mild interference by the returning uh, manager for Final Testament, Paul Ellering. No true powder to Uncle Howdy's eyes, and then Karrion Cross executed the final prayer, a modified version of the F5. And surprisingly, yeah, they won. Final Testament won against the White Six. I still think that this progressed and probably have a, if you're going to ask me, probably another eight-man tag or maybe 10-person tag. So that's the White Six. So that's the four guys and Nikki Cross against the Final Testament with probably Scarlett. So I can see it's either a normal match for like a 10-person tag team match, or it could be still a 10-person tag team match, but who knows, it might be a cinematic match. We don't know. So interesting thing. So this really progressed their storylines, and this is one of the things that I like, that the Wyatt Six, despite being uber popular to the fans, they're still they're immediately tagged as an underdog, because there weren't underdogs coming to the match. Final Testament, most people are saying, nah, final, it's just after this match the feud is over, but it progressed because of the Final Testament's win. So there you go. Then afterwards, another segment that happened. It's a sit-down interview with Jackie Redmond with one CM Punk. So they progress again the storyline of CM Punk with Seth Rollins, or again Seth Rollins, and Punk really went deep. He told the story of yeah, I considered Seth Rollins a friend. I considered him a mentee because I consider myself a mentor, because when he was 16 years old, he came to me and asked me to train him for free, emphasizing the word free. So then afterwards, after Seth Rollins became a bigger star in Ring of Honor, independent scenes to WWE, He emphasized the word on being an entitled person that Seth Rollins has become. So it's an interesting thing. I still think that they're cooking for this match to happen at WrestleMania 41 next year. It's just the placing of the match. Most people are saying right now, most you know newsletter websites are saying that Dwayne Johnson or The Rock will not be part or will not be having a match at WrestleMania 40. He tweeted a lot of people saying that that's not the case, that's not true. But no, a lot of people are saying it's a possibility. It's not. The Rock is a movie star. The Rock is part of the board of directors of TKO. He has businesses aside, from wrestling. Who knows? But the thing, in a way, if you ask me, like I said, I'll tell my point of view later. But that's it. So yeah, CM Punk and Seth Rollins storyline progresses. Then the next match is a non-title match between Women's World Heavyweight. Why keep getting heavyweight? World's Women's Champion Liv Morgan against Dakota Kai. Great match. For me, it's an entertaining match. Liv Morgan won. Afterward because of a minor interference from the Pure Fusion Collective. That's Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler. They attack Dakota Kai after the match. Then, who came out? The sisters of Dakota Kai from the Damage Control, Kairi Sane and Io Sky. They, turned the tables. They made it an equal matchup. And but the thing is, afterwards during that scuffle, Liv Morgan was able to execute the Oblivion on Io Sky because this coming weekend they'll be having a one-on-one match for the Women's World Championship at Saturday night's main event. Then there's another pre-tape backstage segment with Drew McIntyre on why he attacks uh, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. And like I said, all heels right now this year, they became heels because they spoke the truth and all the things they said made sense. The so he's currently attacking the guys who helped Roman Reigns, the one person that also made his life a living hell when Roman Reigns was still the Universal Champion or WWE Champion for that matter. And I was actually impressed that he removed CM Punk from the equation. He said that what, for those people who has their stupid fingers raised up in the air, they're on notice. And CM Punk didn't raise his hand. Remember, he was doing the night thing. So it's an interesting thing, and setting him in future feuds again, both Jay, Sami Zayn, and possibly Jimmy and Roman Reigns in the future. Right? Storyline progression rocks. So afterwards, we hear from Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came out, spoke about the interview of CM Punk earlier, and he said, yeah, he's twisting the truth. He's this, he's that. One interesting topic that came out was then when CM Punk left 11 years ago, one of the first people who tried calling him was Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins said, you know why? Because I thought I was his friend. I was just being a friend. And I didn't get, one of the best things that Seth said there was like, you know what I got afterwards? Nothing. Then during that 10 years, 11 years that Punk was out from WWE, what did he do? He tried to take down WWE by talking trash about WWE. So they're really toying the line between fact and reality and fiction here, which is really an interesting thing. They did this with Drew. It's just how interesting that you can be when how they will differ Seth Rollins and Punk from Drew and Punk, the PV earlier this year. They can go much deeper because of the friendship that they had back in the independent scenes when, like said, Punk was training Seth Rollins to now. Interesting thing. So yeah, And then afterwards, during that, Sami Zayn came out. Sami Zayn apologizes to Seth Rollins because he accused Seth Rollins of attacking Jey Uso, but now Drew said that he was the one who did that. He apologized and then said, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm challenging Drew McIntyre at Saturday night's main event. So this coming Saturday, they'll be having a one-on-one rematch. They had a few match yes last a few months ago. Then afterwards, it was another qualifying match for the Women's Intercontinental Champion. It was Zelina Vega versus Ivy Nile and Lyra Valkyria. I was hoping that Zelina Vega takes the win. I don't mind Lyra Valkyria winning because I think it's Selena Vega's time to win a title in WWE for being like, almost a decade there now. Selena deserves a title, and I don't mind saying that Lyra doesn't deserve one, but hopefully in the near future, Selena Vega will get another a shot at this title and hold the title. She really deserves it. Afterwards, there's a backstage segment of Cathy Kelly trying to interview the New Day, asking them what did they do, how, why, where the vitriol came from, last week for the anniversary. And I like Kofi and Xavier's being healed now. You know what? We're not going to talk to you. We're going to talk to the fans. They came out. They even got the camera from Stu, the cameraman, and they can't even speak. They had Dominic Mysterio heel heat. They're just putting the mic in their face, and people are already booing, and you cannot really hear them speak out. So this is an interesting take of the New Day. I like this version of the New Day being heels. Um, I just can predict later of where what the storyline progresses. But afterwards, they left. I believe this is where like time constraints are really messed up in WWE right now for Raw for the 2-hour show. The main event is Rhea Ripley versus um, Raquel Rodriguez. Anything goes street fight, and great chemistry between Raquel and Rhea. They trained in NXT. They've been good friends in NXT, so you expect a great match between these two. And Rhea Ripley won, despite interference from Liv Morgan and Io Sky. Then you have a great shot of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley to close the show, holding the Women's World Championship. So that's it for the results of Monday Night Raw. So here are my takes about those, the review and point of view or such. It's a great show. You know, following up from the fallout of Survivor Series last week. Uh, the final hour with between the last two segments of New Day and the main event match, it kind of the constraint the time. Maybe some interviews went longer, some segments went longer, matches went longer. But it's an interesting take of the show, and the progression, like I said, the progression of storylines are really really good right now. The Punk set storyline, I believe they're still cooking this for WrestleMania 41. Um, the Final Testament Wyatt Six still continuing their possible feud. I'm kind of done with the Rhea Liv Morgan feud now because I think they're almost doing this for 9 months now. I think it's time for them to move on, both of them to move on, and who knows what. But it's possible for like a main event match or women's title match at WrestleMania between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. I can certainly look at that match, and it's going to be awesome if you ask me. Then the New Day one, still they're for the last 3 weeks now. They are becoming a highlight despite being heels now. I still firm believe that with the storyline that they're progressing about this one is that Big E is nearing a possible return, a possible medically cleared thing for him to compete. Because if you're going to continue a storyline of this magnitude of, New Day breaking up, saying, personal things about, Big E last week in their anniversary, how are you not going to continue that feud? You can just have, unless Big E doesn't really, isn't really medically cleared to compete anymore, and he just picks someone to fight the New Day. It's going to be lame. But I'm like at least 90% sure, or at least wishing that Big E will still. Big E isn't really even my favorite New Day wrestler. Kofi Kingston is my favorite New Day wrestler because how he competes, how he performs. But Big E's personality is really really great here, especially when you look at his sad eyes last week when they're doing the anniversary and that promo. You really feel for Big E. So I'm still a firm believer that they will progress the storyline further. Who knows? It could be a possible, handicap or at least a one-on-one match between Big E or either one of the New Day uh, members. So here's wishing. Like I said, I'm not call it speculation, but call it fantasy booking. But for me, it's like, yeah, this is what I wish for because if you can make that predictability and predictability in the same manner. And also for the set Punk, like I said, how were they going to differentiate or defer the difference, of Punk and Drew to Set and Punk? Simple, by digging deeper because they have a much deeper relationship than Punk and Drew that ever had. Especially when Punk used to train Seth Rollins. When Seth was about to get fired, who saved it or who shielded him? CM Punk. So it's really good thing, and I think if you ask me, in this type of generation, this could be the Brett Shawn Michaels of this time of this year of this generation. You can make CM Punk the Bret Hart of today's generation to Shawn Michaels to Seth Rollins, Shawn Michaels. They could steal the show at WrestleMania despite Punk's being 45 or in his mid 40s. Seth Rollins is already banged up, but I still think that they can steal the show afterwards. Um, Saturday night's main event transfer window is open between Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. You saw Cody Rhodes coming out from Adam Pearce's office earlier, furthering, the speculation of Cody Rhodes being a Raw superstar coming January 6th and when Raw transferred to Netflix. Oh, it's really a great time to be a wrestling fan right now. A WWE fan, AEW fan, yeah. Still, it's a great thing to be a pro wrestling fan because of, it's how you differentiate one from the other. So let's be grateful. So yeah, actually, that's a short show. Episode 40 short show, which is fine. I'm going to close this. No episode 41 today, maybe probably tomorrow after NXT. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching the Pop and Wrestling podcast with me, Coach Ren 3, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, life in general. Adios, guys.